The Toyota Land Cruiser enters its 8th generation with a refined hybrid powertrain and new off-road features. Is legendary status enough to make it right for you? Here's a balanced look at its strengths and weaknesses. The Land Cruiser has always been the benchmark for go-anywhere ability, and the 2027 model does nothing to tarnish that reputation. The SUV ships standard with a full-time four-wheel drive system featuring both low range and two locking differentials, center and rear, giving it the mechanical grip to tackle terrain that would defeat most rivals. For 2027, Toyota has added an available high-mounted air intake borrowed directly from the Toyota 4Runner Trailhunter, which keeps the engine breathing clean air when fording rivers, crossing dusty desert tracks, or navigating flooded trails. Multiple off-road drive modes, crawl control, and multi-terrain select round out a system that genuinely delivers on the Land Cruiser's legendary overlanding promise. Whether it's deep mud, loose sand, or steep rocky inclines, the Land Cruiser is equipped to handle conditions that most drivers will never actually encounter, which is precisely the point. Under the hood sits a turbocharged 2.4-liter four-cylinder hybrid system paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission, producing a healthy 326 horsepower across all trim levels. This hybrid setup not only delivers impressive low-end torque, the kind that matters most for off-road driving and towing, without forcing drivers to rev the engine into its upper range, but also enhances efficiency by blending electric motor assistance with gasoline power. On the highway, the hybrid assistance smooths out the powertrain, improving fuel economy and delivering a quieter, more refined ride. Real-world owners have reported fuel economy figures ranging from the low to mid-20s in mixed driving to over 25 miles per gallon on long highway stints. Towing capacity is rated at up to 6,000 pounds when properly equipped, which is enough for most trailers, small boats, and campers. It's a powertrain that threads the needle between rugged utility and modern efficiency in a way that the old V8-powered Land Cruisers simply couldn't. Toyota's reputation for durability is well-earned, and the Land Cruiser sits at the very top of that hierarchy. KBB consumer ratings consistently highlight reliability as one of the vehicle's strongest attributes, with owners routinely describing their expectation of running the vehicle for a decade or more with minimal drama. The Land Cruiser has historically held its value better than almost any other SUV on the market, a fact that partly explains why buyers are willing to pay a premium up front. While the current generation's track record is still being established, the platform and powertrain components draw on Toyota's proven reliability playbook. For buyers who are thinking about the total cost of ownership rather than just sticker price, the Land Cruiser's resale strength makes the numbers look considerably better over a 5 to 7 year horizon. Despite its rugged exterior, the Land Cruiser serves as a practical daily driver. With 46.2 cubic feet of cargo space behind the second row, expanding to 82.2 with seats folded, it stands competitive in the mid-size SUV segment. The 5-passenger layout ensures a roomy cabin without the compromises of a third row. Thoughtful storage, cup holders, and the available cool box center console add to its everyday convenience. Standard Toyota Safety Sense rounds out its practical appeal, offering features such as pre-collision braking and adaptive cruise control. One of the more welcome updates for the 2027 model year is the addition of heated and ventilated rear seats, a feature that elevates the Land Cruiser's credentials as a premium long-distance hauler. Front passengers have enjoyed seat conditioning for some time, but the extension to rear occupants signals Toyota's acknowledgement that this truck is often used for long family journeys as much as off-road adventures. The base Land Cruiser trim adds an upgraded infotainment touchscreen, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, Sirius XM satellite radio, a Wi-Fi hotspot, and remote vehicle connectivity, features that round out a technology package more befitting of its price point. Higher spec configurations add a JBL premium audio system, moonroof, navigation, and a head-up display. The 2027 update also comes with minimal price inflation, with both trims rising by just $280 over the previous year. starting at $59,935 for the Land Cruiser 1958 edition and rising to $65,450 for the higher spec Land Cruiser trim. This is a significant investment, and that's before factoring in destination charges, dealer markups, or optional packages that can push totals well past $70,000. KBB Consumer Data consistently rates value as the Land Cruiser's weakest attribute, and it's easy to see why. Rivals like the Jeep Grand Cherokee, Ford Bronco, and even Toyota's own 4Runner offer serious off-road capability at considerably lower price points. While the Land Cruiser's long-term resale value partially offsets the premium, the upfront outlay remains a genuine barrier for many buyers who might otherwise embrace everything this vehicle offers. Despite wearing a hybrid badge, the Land Cruiser's real-world fuel economy can be a source of frustration. Some owners report achieving only about 20 miles per gallon when using premium fuel in mixed urban-suburban driving, well below the combined EPA estimate. The vehicle's tall, upright windshield and substantial weight work against aerodynamic efficiency at highway speeds, and the truck's relatively small fuel tank can mean more frequent stops on long-distance trips than buyers expect. For a vehicle costing upwards of $60,000 that features hybrid technology as a core selling point, fuel consumption figures that trail some naturally aspirated competitors represent a meaningful disconnect between expectation and reality. The Land Cruiser's body-on-frame construction and off-road-oriented suspension tuning are central to its capability, but they come with trade-offs on pavement. Wind noise from the tall windshield is noticeable at highway speeds, a characteristic that multiple reviewers and owners have flagged. The transmission's downshift behavior can occasionally feel abrupt, with some owners describing instances where the engine response lags, out of step with a vehicle at this price. Parking in tight urban environments is also a recurring complaint. The Land Cruiser's height puts it just over the clearance threshold for many standard parking garages, a practical frustration that compounds the vehicle's already considerable footprint. Buyers coming from car-based crossovers or European luxury SUVs may find the driving dynamics noticeably less composed. At $65,000 and above, the Land Cruiser enters territory occupied by the Range Rover Sport, BMW X5, and Lexus GX, vehicles that set an extremely high bar for interior materials, ambient lighting, and digital cockpit sophistication. By those standards, some owners find the Land Cruiser's cabin finishes modest for the price, with plastics and trim pieces that feel more utilitarian than premium. The base 8-inch infotainment screen, while functional, lacks the wow factor of larger, more graphically rich systems found in German and British rivals. Camera and sensor systems have drawn criticism from some owners for glitching or freezing, particularly in adverse weather such as heavy snow, which can render the parking aids ineffective. Toyota has built a vehicle optimized for durability and capability, but buyers seeking a tech-forward luxury experience may find it underwhelming by comparison. The Land Cruiser arrives without any major mechanical or design changes from the model years immediately preceding it. While the addition of the snorkel intake and heated ventilated rear seats is welcome, the overall package is largely unchanged from what Toyota introduced when it revived the nameplate. Buyers paying a premium for a 2027 model are largely getting the same vehicle that debuted in this generation, with incremental rather than substantive improvements. For those who have been waiting to see meaningful advancement in areas like interior quality, tech integration, or on-road ride refinement, the 2027 update may not be the significant leap forward they were hoping for. The Land Cruiser's evolutionary pace suits its core audience well, but it does little to address the criticisms that have followed this generation since launch.